I'm with Evan McDaniel at Sell Puts. And we're about to get into the zone, folks, the CMZ zone. But don't forget, we're also going to get into the stock monster zone. So here we are, Evan. We're seeing a wild day. You know, it's a nosedive down the equity, nosedive down the euro currency. What are your thoughts on the euro currency right now?
We're below the psychological and technical level of 1.3. You know, a lot of us were thinking we were going to bounce here and we're going to get an intervention. You know, there's a lot of macro funds down here that are bidding the euro for long term, but you know, we haven't had an intervention yet. We're below the psychological level, and obviously it's putting pressure on technically on the equity market, and we're seeing crude come in. So, you know, there's a lot of things that are happening around the euro.
For sure. You know, and Evan and I were just talking about this. If you rewind 1 second, folks, to that July 1st, 2010 trade, it was that big hedge fund trade. They were short the euro currency, long the gold, and that July 1st, if you look at the chart, they were unwinding that, and boom, you saw that pop, 121 all the way up to 126. Therefore, on the charts, we're actually seeing a support level at 126. Do you agree that we have that much room to run down here?
I agree. I think we do. Because obviously there is pressure. There hasn't been resolution, and you're seeing commodities come in. You're seeing the flight to the dollar. The dollar's up at 11-month highs. You know, we might go to year highs over the 81.65 level in the DX. If that happens, you know, we could be below 1,200 on the S&Ps.
That's a great point. It seems like a lot of the buzz here in the pits here at the CME Group is that people are losing patience. We are just seeing this continue. We have a summit after summit. The last summit in Brussels on Friday was a disappointment. Yesterday, Ben Bernanke came out and really didn't bring to the fact in that sense of urgency about a QE3 situation. So is this reaction more about Europe or is it more about Ben Bernanke sitting on the sidelines?
I think it could be a combination of both, but obviously him not hinting at more quantitative easing has strengthened the dollar and said, you know, we had good bond auction. It's telling you the flight to safety is the dollar, and we got people coming out of gold today as well.
Well, in gold, that's a great point. We saw just a wild market gold, and for you traders out there, that gold, it went through the bottom of my screen and literally hit the floor. We saw it was trading like 1602, 1603, and bam, 1585. So we're seeing this right now, and on the chart, you know, I put out there that this 1593 could be a good spot to cover essentially these shorts and a good place to nibble on some longs. Because if you look, folks, it's literally a 6.5%, 7% move down in the last 3 days. What are your thoughts on the gold market?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always better to take profits when you can, not when you have to. You don't want to take profits after this great trade and it bounces huge, just we know how gold moves.
Right.
So definitely take profits when you're down here, I think. You know, if it goes down more, you're going to be happy you locked it in. Maybe leave a little on, but you know.
For sure. And I know we want to talk a little about the ETN, which is a ETF, exchange trade fund. This is an exchange traded note. It's a very interesting instrument, folks. It's risk on, risk off, but this risk off, talk to a little bit about this because you've been all over this.
Yeah. You know, this ETF was just listed not too long ago, and you know, obviously risk off when the risk is coming off, the OFF ETN goes up, and it's over the 25 level right now, and that's this level it's been bouncing around in, but 24, 15, 25. You know, and this is an instrument to trade, not something to hold, but you know, it's a great hedging instrument. If you just want risk off, you go ahead and get this ETN.
Gotcha. Well, folks, that's a lot of insight. I hope you took it all in. You know, yesterday Dr. J was talking about Joe Terranova's book, Buy High, Sell Higher. Great book. Hope you got it. And one other thing from the floor of the CME Group, you have to remember, be the hammer,
and not the nail.